Figured I'd make a short video on my Portland 1750 PSI pressure washer I picked up from Harbor Freight. Now, a lot of people don't like the electric ones, but I have more trouble with gas going bad when I buy gas devices and appliances and, well, whatever, yard tools. It drives me nuts, because every time I get ready to use something, it's full of bad gas. So this way, you don't have that problem. Now, the biggest thing that most people mess up with these is you have to bleed them. In other words, I've already connected my water, I've got my power hooked up, but I know I forgot one thing, which I'm doing now. On the back, you got to reset. You have to do that every time. You hear it click, it's that one right there, the white one. Push it, you'll hear it click, it's ready to go. Keeps from shocking yourself when GFI fault plugs. Okay, anyway, first thing you need to do once you put the wand together is this. What you're doing is getting the air out. 9 times out of 10, what kills these things, and everybody says, oh, they're junk, they don't bleed the air out. All you have to do is do this until you don't hear it gurgling or anything. Oh, there's some air, hear it? There we go. That happened from where I disconnected to show how the quick disconnect worked. If I hadn't done that, that little bit wouldn't have been there, and I wouldn't have been bleeding again, but I knew it was going to be there. So once you're sure you have all your air out, then you can turn it on. If you don't, you'll burn the motor up, and then you'll be fussing saying it's a piece of junk. When it's not, it's your fault. But, you know, nobody wants to take credit when they do something dumb. Anyway, once you've done that, all you got to do, whoops. Did I turn it? Yes. Did I push the button? I pushed the wrong button. It's the red button. Okay, anyway, squeeze your trigger. Pump comes on. Killer power. As soon as you cut it off, the motor stops. I mean, how much easier it can be than that? When you get done with it, all you do, turn it off, and then disconnect your hose. Or normally, if you didn't have the quick disconnects like I do, you'd cut your water off. But disconnect your hose, bleed your pressure off, which mine's not going to go down to any more than that because I still got the hose hooked up. But if I disconnected it, I'd do that. No more pressure on this side. Pressure automatically bleeds on the other side when you disconnect it. You're ready to put it up. And with the quick disconnects, it's a pain, you know, all the pain's gone with using it. I'll probably use this thing constantly now. So far, I love it. I highly recommend it. And if it ever messes up, I'll buy another one. Okay, this is why I bought a pressure washer. Normally, I'm one of those that prefers a bucket, a rag, garden hose, soap, wash the car. That's all I need, and it works just fine. The problem I ran into is with this E70, it has such fat wheels on it, I couldn't get all the mud out. The horrible driveway, you know, it catches mud every time, and the mud dries inside the wheel, and it's instant out of balance. This got to be really annoying, and you cannot get the freaking mud out with a regular hose. It's just between the angles, the pressure needed, whatnot, it just wasn't working. I ended up paying somebody to wash the car just to get the wheels back in balance. So I bought a pressure washer. This is the Harbor Freight 1750 that I bought. Here's why I bought it, and it works. Okay, like I said, this is straight horribly muddy. Well, that worked well. We're a little bit too close. Let's back up, Dad. I'm hoping the lens isn't getting mud on it. But anyway, this is the only way that I could get the mud off these wheels. It's causing me to be horribly out of balance. And before I bought the pressure washer, I was actually having to pay people to wash my car because of the huge rims holding mud all up inside. I could not get all the mud out with a regular garden hose. Just didn't have the pressure. But with this, it's effortless. Takes a little bit of time, but a whole lot less time than driving somewhere. And as you can see, it's starting to look totally clean, but you can see the mud starting to come back out as it gets new pockets. And at this point, on the sides, but it does wonderful. It's also great for the inner fender wells. It does a really, really good job. You can do the same thing with the garden hose as far as washing it out. And a lot of people say, well, I don't need a pressure washer. I can do that all the time. You get the kind of mud we got, it doesn't work. Yes, you can wash the clumps off and you think you've done some good. But the problem is, afterwards, even though it's clean, it's brown. To get the black back that the fender well's supposed to have, you can't do it with anything else other than a pressure washer. It just doesn't work. Trust me, many, many years of experience, it just doesn't happen. You should have seen me trying to get the mud out of the inside of the Corvette for a car show. I was up in there with a scrub brush trying to get all that out. I wish I had this a long time ago for that. I still am a firm believer in the bucket, a rag, and all that for regular washing. But for these wheels, it's the only way to go. Now, I've got to get other angles and stuff and all, so I'm going to go ahead and stop the video now. But, I mean, it's like this. Before, after. And I ain't even taking a brush to it or nothing. And a little bit more angles and all, every nook and cranny. You can do this with the wheels. Paint doesn't work very well. Now, you can hit the paint with it. You think, oh, I'm washing it good. But the problem is, all you wind up with is a bunch of lines everywhere. Soap, water, bucket, rag, old-fashioned way, that's the way to go to wash your car. But to get your rims clean, pressure washer rocks. Well, have a good one.